Hi, everyone. I'm Susan Santone. I'm the author of Reframing the Curriculum, and I want to thank you for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be providing an overview of the book and giving you some ideas about how you can integrate sustainability and social justice into your curriculum. A bit about me. I've been in education for over 30 years. I was founder and executive director of Creative Change Educational Solutions. That was a nonprofit consulting firm. We work with schools and universities and non-governmental organizations in the U.S. and abroad. I'm on the board of the U.S. Society for Ecological Economics, which is an academic transdisciplinary organization, and most recently teaching at the University of Michigan School of Education, where my courses focus on educational policy, social justice, educational reform. And the book is based on all of this work coming together, and so I'm really excited to share it with you today. Let's start with just a quick overview of the book. There's three main sections. Part one, what's at stake, and that's really taking a big picture look at the environmental and social issues shaping our world and the underlying narratives and beliefs. Part two, what's at stake in our curriculum, looks at parallel ideas, how these social ideas show up in curriculum. And then finally, part three, armed with that information, you'll have the skills and tools to redesign a syllabus or a course using a stepwise method, using strategies you're probably already familiar with, setting objectives, guiding questions, and so forth. So the framing of the book uses the idea of story, and this future is a story yet to be written, and the idea that today's students are going to write tomorrow's chapters. And our big question is, where are our courses leading them? What kind of world are we helping them to author? And so with that, the idea is that we're all actors and we're co-authors in this story. As educators, we're guiding our students, and our courses have to give them the mastery they need to author the future that they want. And we'll be carrying this idea of story throughout the entire book. Well, that sounds really great. You know, who doesn't want a better world? We want healthier, happier students, wonderful communities to live in, but standards, mandates, opportunity gaps, graduation rates, and it can often seem as if these two goals are in contrast with each other. But in fact, as we're going to be looking at, they're really not. And that we can do both, and that this tension between achievement and the world we want are somehow in conflict, and we're going to be busting that myth wide open. So let's start with chapter one and asking our big question: what is the story we want for the future? And I've asked this question to thousands of people over many, many years, and I get the same answers every single time. People want a world where we can thrive. They want fresh and healthy food that's affordable and culturally appropriate, renewable energy, clean energy, a world without climate change, quality education for all. They want people coming together and working across cultural lines. They want conflict resolution. They want economic opportunity, safety and security for their families. And so this is the vision we're going in with. We don't want to just survive. We want a world where we can really thrive. And that includes down, of course, up at the global level, but down even to the family level. And so as you're going through this book, you may be thinking about, where do my courses hit? Maybe you're working more with families and communities. Maybe your focus is more at the state level or all the way up to global. So these ideas apply across scale. Then, of course, well, what supports that well-being we all want? And so we look at the idea of something called the commons, and these are the natural and human-made gifts that we have to pass down to future generations. So sustaining natural resources, sunlight, ecosystem services, in terms of human-made cultural commons, communities, language, poetry, songs, traditions, history, all of these things have to come together. And they work together as we explore. These things are all interdependent on each other. And so that's really one of our fundamental operating principles, is this idea of interdependence, is that everything depends on each other, and that we really can't have security without shared prosperity. We can't have social justice without a healthy environment. And these are some of the connections that will be explored throughout the book. And these types of connections fall under the big umbrella of systems thinking. And that's a way of thinking that's really focused on connections, whether that's connections over time, change over time, connections across place and geography, from local to global, social and nested systems, and cause and effect and feedback loops, as we'll be getting into. So we're really approaching the world in a way that thinks about connections across many different areas, and interdependence, and humans as being interdependent with the environment. Another key concept in the book is equity and equality, and what that difference is. And perhaps you've seen this diagram floating around, and this is, just a very simple diagram. Obviously, it's much more complex. There's different versions of this, but just to illustrate it quickly, equality is about sameness, and equity is about fairness. So equality is providing everybody with the same thing, but that doesn't necessarily give everybody access. Equity is about providing people with equal access. So as we're thinking about the world we want, and the story we want, we know we're on the right track if we recognize those shared needs and goals. I've never met anybody who doesn't want healthy communities, strong families, etc. We know we're on the right track if we are sustaining the ecological and social systems, the commons that support all of that. And if we're also providing access and opportunity, so we're working towards a world of fairness. And one final idea as we go into this, teachers, educators are often thinking like, well, sustainability, social justice, these are radical ideas. And I want to present the idea that this is about our democratic values, small d, democracy, not capital D. Equal opportunity, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. These are some of our founding ideas as a country. And what I really emphasize in my work is that we can't politicize the future for our children, and that everybody wants a healthy world, justice, equity. These are our founding ideas. And so I really want to plant that seed really deeply as we go forward.